Torah. And this is parasha. We're busy dealing with purification of a skin affliction that comes to people because of improper speech. Usually now would be a great plug to speak about Lashon Hara and the chet of Lashon Hara, but Baruch Hashem, I don't feel the need in our Kehillat right now at this moment that we are speaking too much Lashon Hara, that I need to hit everybody on the head about that. Lashon Hara is an issur. But there's another idea here, and that is that people speak, and that speech has consequences. The things we say affect the people in our lives, negatively and positively. Rabbi Avraham ben Rambam, in his famous Maspik L'Ovdei Hashem, the guide to serving God, tells us that a person can do tzedakah for somebody, can do chesed for somebody, not just with their money, but sometimes through their dibur. You can get someone a job, you can exert influence over somebody to help pull a string for somebody, to connect somebody somewhere. That is also a form of tzedakah that uses your mouth. Unfortunately, there are other kinds of chata'im that happen with one's mouth that are not just Lashon Hara. One that's most prevalent today, that I'm hearing the most today, is the chet of speaking stupidity and falsehood. Midvar sheker tirchak. We have an obligation to stay away from things that are sheker. It's a mitzvah to stay away from things that are false, to stay away from things that are not true. It's even worse when those false things hurt people. The Rishonim discuss whether or not you say a lie and it doesn't hurt people, meaning it's a lie kivyachol without any consequences. Is there a difference in status between that and a lie that does hurt people? But misinformation, people writing all kinds of nonsensical things, doing all kinds of nonsensical things, saying all kinds of nonsensical things. And I was thinking about this, and there was a quote. It said that, jellyfish have been alive for thousands of years, and they don't have a brain. So there's a hope for stupid people in the world. And someone else said, that being stupid is like being dead. The person doesn't feel it, but everyone else around them is suffering. And I was sitting last week and thinking, what makes somebody so unintelligent? How we've been speaking Rabbi Abraham's shiur, Rabbi Avraham ben Rambam in the Gadata, what it means to be intelligent. What makes someone unintelligent? How do we solve the problem of mass stupidity? I know it sounds an unusual topic that I chose to speak about, but the truth is, that's a chet with the mouth I see prevalent just as much as I see Lashon Hara. The chet of being a fool. When I was studying in yeshiva in Baltimore, Rabbi Temler, alav shalom, he told us that his father was Rabbi Yitzchak Temler. So my rabbi was Rabbi Yosef Temler, his father Rabbi Yitzchak Temler. He once asked him, he said, why is it that somebody who does an avirah by mistake, it's a shogeg, he still brings a sacrifice, a korban chatat, a sin offering. What chet did he do? He didn't do a chet, he didn't know it was wrong. So he brings a chet, offering for the chet, for the sin of being an am haaretz, for being an ignoramus. It's a sin to be stupid. It's a chet to be stupid. Ohavei Adonai, sinu ra, those who love Hashem must hate evil. Evil. The Reshaim are people that are beli madah, beli haskil, people with no intellect. Chaz v'shalom. We're not speaking about somebody who has no choice in the matter. Rather, we're speaking here dafka about people who have a choice to have intellect, to have thoughtful intelligence, and choose not to. Why? For a myriad of reasons. Rabbeinu Sadia Gaon, in his book Emunot V'Deot, I have here a translation from Arabic by Rav Kapach. Rav Sadia Gaon writes, ואמרתי, and I said, כי האדם מתרומם בהם ממצב למצב, כי לכל המדעים יש יסוד, שהם משתעפים ממנו. That every area of wisdom, religious wisdom, secular wisdom, worldwide, whatever wisdom it is, every science in the world, everything that is intelligent in the world has levels of intelligence. And the more you delve into it, the more intelligent you become, the more knowledgeable you become. ואין לסכלות יסוד שתסתעף ממנו. But stupidity has no foundation from which you can perpetuate it. Meaning, if there's a wisdom in the world, say Torah is a real wisdom. And the more you learn, the more knowledgeable of Torah you become. Stupidity, though, is not an art. Stupidity, some people may fool us in that way, but stupidity is not a science. Stupidity is not a wisdom. And therefore, someone can be dumber, more stupid. We have dumb, and dumber. But in the Maaseh, it doesn't work that way. Sadia Gaon writes, כי אין הסיכלות אלא היעדר המדע בלבד. Sikhlut, stupidity, is only the lack of wisdom. It's not a power in its own right. Like we mentioned when we discussed darkness, Rabbi was referring to himself, that darkness is the opposite. It's the lack of light. It's the void where there is no light. But it is not the opposite of light. We proved there, Sham, if darkness was actually a type of matter, then it could not be that when we turn on the light, the dark air suddenly becomes light air. Rather, darkness is lack of light. It is not a power on its own. If being stupid was a type of wisdom, it couldn't be that this would be a wisdom that would then, there would be no way for such an unintelligent person to become intelligent. There would be two, inside of a person, two forces, intelligence and stupidity. וכאן אמרתי שהאדם מתרומם במדעים ממצב למצב מפני שהוא מתפתח מיסוד ומסתעף. And therefore one who is wise and studies wisdom becomes wiser and wiser, more intelligent and more intelligent. ולא ייתכן להתרומם בסכלות ממצב למצב, but you cannot go more stupid and more stupid and increase your stupidity. לפי שאין בסכלות דרגות ללכת בהן, because stupidity does not have levels in which you can climb, אלא היא הזנחת ידיעת דבר אחרי דבר והיעדר. It is only the disregard for wisdom that causes stupidity. And I think that in a world where we speak about speech, when we speak about misinformation, we speak about things that people are sharing, it's important for a Jewish person to say, my God commanded me to be intelligent. You were shown, you were proven the Torah. The judges have an obligation. You must truly research a matter when you're a dayan and a bet adin. You have an obligation as a Jew to fulfill that which the nation should look at Am Yisrael and say, Am chacham v'navon hagoy hagadol hazeh. Look how brilliant, how wondrous, how intelligent this nation is. How do we become intelligent? By learning. How do we dispel darkness? By increasing light. How do we get rid of stupidity from the world? The words of the prophets, the only solution is to fill the world with knowledge of the Creator. That's my job. That's your job. That's our job. Let's take it upon ourselves at this point in time that everything that we do, from now until next week, until the end of Sefirat HaOmer, all the people that are working on all kinds of fantastical midot, work on this midah. Work on the midah of committing yourself, to becoming more intelligent, more knowledgeable of the Torah of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You have more hours now at home than you ever had before. We always tell people, oh, you know, if I had more hours in my day, I would learn more Torah. Well, now we have many more hours in our day. Are we learning more Torah? Other wisdoms in the world you've always wanted to pursue. Now is a chance to open books, to read, to learn, to expand your horizons, to dispel stupidity from the world by filling it with da'at, with the knowledge. Which knowledge? The knowledge of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When we're able to do that, we'll reach a place, in that moment that the whole world, the whole world will not just recognize, but they will know, they'll know that Hashem is the King. When we fill the world with that knowledge, we'll reach a place, on that day, Hashem will be one, His name will be one, Am Yisrael will be one. We'll be one in our land. We're celebrating Yom HaAtzmaut this week, B'ezrat Hashem. God willing, I'm looking forward to celebrating Yom HaAtzmaut together with you this year in Yerushalayim HaBinyan, B'ezrat Hashem.